Hi, welcome to Infinity Within Coaching Podcast. I'm Nita Kruger. I'm really glad you showed up today. First, a little housekeeping. In my studio today, I have a sleeping Great Pyrenees. And if you happen to hear him scuffle about or snore, I hope that you'll forgive the intrusion to our time together, but also welcome the beauty of relationships with animals. We seem to be growing by leaps and bounds here in the animal world on my little mini rescue ranch. And I'm just loving it, loving every minute of it, which brings me to today's topic of conversation, which is manifestation. Now, you might be asking, what does recovery have to do with manifestation? And I want to break down a lesson in manifestation that I have learned. Manifestation is not this, you know, kind of woo-woo-y thing where we just think it and money falls out of the sky, or, whatever you're wishing for or dreaming of just falls out of the sky. Manifestation is incredibly trauma clearing work. It's deeply self accountable to yourself and the laws of the universe. Living a good, decent, integrity, authentic, genuine version of yourself, ever changing, ever leveling up, ever deepening the journey into being a more aligned, authentic version of you. And it is work. Manifestation is work. You've got to get your soul on fire, light it up, and set your purpose in motion. And then constantly be fanning the flame of that. And I think why manifestation is kind of in the forefront of my mind today, because for two of my kiddos, they have been working on bringing horses onto the property for quite some time, and that reality has manifested this year. And it came with so much work, right? There was a vision board, and there was this idea, and then there was the work. And that work was actually complemented today by a neighbor of mine who stopped by admiring all the work that the kids had done, teenagers to adult. And they had done this unsolicited by me, really supervised. I mean, just the general intent was laid out by me, and the kids went to work. And I think that that is truly the embodiment of when we are working in our soul's purpose and passion towards our goal, that we cannot help but build energy and create a vibrational return around whatever it is that we're working towards. In their cases, it was horses. And there's now horses on this property. Whatever, just removing the word manifestation, whatever you spend your time, your energy, your thoughts, your purpose for existing upon is going to vibrate in energy and reflect back to you. So if you're trying to make income, and then that's going to reflect back to you in income. If you are trying to get a horse, that is eventually going to come back to you in some way. If that is what you are continually feeding and fueling through your mindset, your drive and determination, your authenticity, your integrity, and your alignment to your soul's purpose and passion. We can make the impossible happen if we just believe in our right for the impossible to be actioned and realize that nothing is truly impossible unless we ourselves tell ourselves that is not possible for me. Like, for instance, for me, I used to, when I was a little girl, think that it would be fantabulous to be an astronaut. But that time has come and gone for me. I am not still of the mindset of being an astronaut. That wouldn't actually fulfill my true purpose and passion. And so I recognize that while that used to be a dream of mine, it is no longer a realistically unattainable dream, and it's not something that I even desire anymore. I think that's the difference. I no longer desire that as my primary goals in my life. Would it be cool? Yeah. Is it what I want to chase night and day and pursue with my purpose, my passion, my integrity, my alignment, and my authenticity? Nope, not even close. That's the key. We cannot pursue our life's dreams with a haphazardness or a half-assedness. We have to actually declare whatever it is that we want to do. For instance, about a decade ago, I knew that I no longer wanted to be in abusive spaces. And I did everything I could possibly do to begin shifting everything about my life. Because in abusive spaces, it's so easy to just point the finger at the other parties around you. And that's step one. However, that is not going to actually allow you to change your behavior, because I had a role in all the relationships that came before who I am today and the relationships that I allow in my life now. My role was a codependent people pleaser, terrifyingly afraid of pretty much ever disappointing anybody or saying no to anybody about anything. So I was a very unhealthy, lacking authenticity, lacking integrity to self. I was a very law-abiding and integrity-minded person and individual, and my footprint through the world was just that. However, I lacked integrity to self, and that is key. That is key. And if we go back around to manifesting, if we yank that word back into the conversation, if we want to be manifesting our dreams, then we need to clear the path around us of all of our things that are draining or blocking us from where we want to be and where we need to be in order to get to the next level of our dreams. It's absolutely crucial that we take responsibility for our own role in our life. And as victims of abuse, neglect, trauma, we may not have that skill set yet. We may not have that skill set coming right out of the gate, but an awareness of a skill set that we want to grow is absolutely a beautiful first step in your manifesting journey, in your journey of healing. Everything begins with a first step. And as you go along those steps, you are going to be tested again and again and again. And what I would encourage you to do is that at every test, choose you. Honor yourself. Be respectful to you. Now, it sounds so easy, right? It sounds so easy to do. Well, of course I would respect myself and choose myself. But can you do that when you're standing up to a bully? Can you do that when it's uncomfortable? When somebody's yelling at you unjustly? When somebody else's footprint is just bleeding all over you? When they are so toxic that you have to really dig deep and use every skill set that you have in order to stay true to you. And that's the skill sets that we have to grow in order to be genuinely in tune and authentic in the life that we're living. That is not an easy thing to do unless you had parents who taught you those skill sets and respected your boundaries as a youth growing up in a household. It's unlikely that anybody, if you're listening to my podcast, it's unlikely that anybody and everybody that you know is going to already have that in place. You have the right to creating the life of your dreams. And the key to creating the life of your dreams, the key to manifesting the life of your dreams is to begin learning how to tune every action that you have a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more to being genuinely authentic to yourself. Today, I had an opportunity to model how we boundary out lying bullies to 3 children, teenage, young adults. But I had that opportunity in a very public way, unfortunately, and it went fine. I felt fine. And when it came time to actually have a conversation with that person could not hold or have eye contact with me, which for me just further evidenced their inability to be genuine and authentic in themselves, because that would have been a great opportunity for that person and I to have a conversation about, like, wow, I'm sorry that things went amiss. We had this miscommunication. We got it all straightened out. I'm glad that we were able to come around back to terms. But when somebody is being a bully, when somebody is lying, when somebody is being disingenuous, they will have multiple tells, such as no eye contact, such as grumbling under their breath or being passive aggressive. Those aren't your problem. It is not my problem that somebody doesn't like the fact that I have authenticity, integrity, and boundaries. And then I'm going to respect my home, my environment, my footprint in the world. We don't have to be pleasing and welcoming of every person that we run into. And that is a huge, I just want to underscore this. This is a huge, huge, huge lesson as we break free of toxic, like self-toxic patterns and behaviors of, but what are they going to think? What are they? What are they? What are they? We don't really need to worry about what other people think or say or do. That's not our problem. That's on them. And the sooner that we can free ourselves of worrying about other people and just prioritizing living with an authenticity and integrity and being a genuine human being, the sooner that we can move on the path of manifesting the life that we know is possible for us. So often in our journey, we can feel that we're like sliding off a cliff, or we're hitting rock bottom, or we're underwater, and we just can't quite break the surface. But the thing that happens when we keep pushing ourselves down our journey, or we keep following the pull to learn more and to have these breakthrough moments, when we keep following that, we are rewarded with the reality that we do break surface. We do touch the ground. We do create a path forward. And the ripples and the motion, the positive energy from those lessons when we choose ourselves, those positive ripples and energy that go forward into the rest of our day, into the rest of the moment and the life that we're creating, actually catapult us from, even if it's just one small step forward, the ripples and energy waves to one boundary where it dumps goodness into you and your self-love and your self-awareness, your self-compassion, and it gives you a little bit more courage for the next time. It calms your PTSD. It calms your anxiety. It might spike it for a moment. I'm going to give you that. It might spike it for a moment, but it is not going to throw even a hard boundary to set. It's not going to derail you into never setting another boundary. And if you feel like it is, then that is a point to reach out to your coach, your therapist, your mentor, and a friend, a trusted friend, a safe friend, and have a quick check-in conversation on adjusting, like, how could I adjust that? How could I make that a little bit better? Because we want to be building momentum and energy ripples that carry us and pull us forward into the life that we're declaring is ours. Into those items that we've put on our vision board, whether that be in reality or we've journaled about it, or we have created a mental picture of this is what I'm going to have in my life. If you want to have a life that is healthy and safe and filled with, anything from horses, dogs, and cats to cars, trips, and travel, or a partner who is loving, respectful, healthy. And I don't mean physically healthy, I mean mentally, psychologically safe and sound and healthy for you, somebody who can hold space for you when you are struggling. You have to change the things in you that are keeping you blocked from the reality that you are attempting to manifest. Today's just been such a whirlwind of a day. We have on this small little space of the world, we have just witnessed every test, and yet the manifestation process and the result has come so far and delivered, absolutely delivered home runs. So if my kids were able to manifest themselves up horses, goats, rabbits, chickens, and no, that isn't a parent lacking boundaries. That is a clear them jumping up to meet every ask. If we want this, then that has to happen. If we want that, then this has to happen. And if they can do that, what are you capable of that you haven't even given yourself the opportunity to try yet? I think that you are incredibly worthy of every dream that you could possibly imagine. And I cannot wait to hear and see what you manifest into your life and into the reality in front of you. I hope that you have a fabulous day. I hope that if you take an assignment out of this, that you create, even in your mind's eye, you visualize the life that you would have to have. And if you feel really courageous, you get out, something to draw pictures on or cut out and paste pictures on, create your vision board. If you feel like writing, You can write a vision board out, write a journal board out, and put those ideas, those visions, those visualizations to paper, and then just start keeping your choices of self aligned to the things that you have prioritized for yourself. If you do that, and you do that in small steps over and over and over again, and you look at the path that you take with genuine authenticity, like, maybe I didn't get to do, I didn't buy a house this year because I chose to go to Disneyland instead. Well, okay, that's a choice. And that's possibly a perfect choice for you, but it might not be. Or I didn't start my business because I'm still in a really unhealthy relationship, and that relationship demands too much of me. It is unsafe. Your priorities are backward. So keep your long-term goal of I want to start the business, but start getting real with yourself, genuine and authentic with yourself about what's right in front of you that's blocking you from your long-term goal. And follow the path to fix those things that are hurting your soul. And then see where your manifestation journey takes you. Because it is all possible for you. But sometimes we have to clear the hurts and pains and blocks that are keeping us from leading an authentic, genuine life along the way. Okay, I am going to send you on your way with your homework, and I hope that you have a fabulous day. Thank you for joining myself and Aslan, the big sleeping dog, in this studio of mine. I now have a little black cat peeking her head around the corner trying to get in. It is just an active day here in the Infinity Within Coaching Podcast Studio. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.